Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bleaves Crypto Show, where we take all of the major crypto news, events of the day, and see what's happening so that you know what's going on in the crypto world. My name, and I'm your host, is Bleaves, and I'm here to... Look, before I get started, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of future content if you want, and we're going to kick off tonight's show after this jump with these top stories.
Risk-based gaming and prediction markets are...
It's your boy Bleaves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. We've got a lot to go over. There's a whole bunch of news that's been happening right now. Did you notice it? Have you seen it yet? It looks like we're getting an altcoin season. And look, I don't think that this is the real altcoin season. I think this is just kind of the fake out as people start to look around for the next big thing and the next big crypto that's going to send. So I think we're starting to see the reversal and the revival of interest in cryptocurrency. Not only that, we've got news about the Clarity Act that's breaking right now. So it's getting absolutely crazy out here. Let's see what's going on. First up, altcoin season index. We haven't checked this out for a while, but we're going to check it out right now. It's sitting at 45. It's been kind of meandering, of course, in the 30s, waiting for that moment. You're seeing it starting to warm and starting to kind of heat up a little bit. We're at 45 today. It's not altcoin season yet, but we are getting closer and closer and closer. As a matter of fact, let me turn this off so you can see that a little bit better. You're starting to see that upward trend. Now, the last time we got that upward trend, that upward mobility, that took us into an altcoin season. Then we had the breakdown. Then we had another trend up here. Now, look, we're minting a higher low. Look at this right here. As we kind of look here, and we'll take a little bit of that structure and pull it to the side here and say, other than that little breakdown that we had right there, look at this. We've just continued in an upward sloping trend. And there is only a matter of time here before we actually get a phenomenal breakout on the altcoin season index. So fingers crossed that we're going to get something before we get the Clarity Act. Fingers crossed that we're going to get something. But there's a lot of people out here right now talking about the important thing. And what is the important thing? The important thing is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to move. We're starting to see it. 94,000. I gave it to you yesterday. We'll go, you know what? I'm going to take my victory lap in just a few moments. All right. Let's talk about the crypto markets are down today, yet risk on sentiment spreads. Now, what am I talking about here? Earlier this morning, we were up about $20 billion on the day, having a fairly nice day. It seemed to be playing out pretty well. And then we got to Jane Street o'clock, which was 9 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And that's when these markets open up for Jane Street. And what happened? Massive sell-off started. Down $45 billion at one point on the day before we went into the end of the day. And then what happened over here? We closed green. This green candle here right there, that's yesterday because it's 6 p.m. my time, so it's already rolled over, and that means that we minted a green day. Big doji candle. That's alarming a little bit because you saw that dip come down, but look at how aggressive it was in the buybacks. This is the time right now for massive moves in the market. So all we have to do at this point is just hold and hope that some of our projects, some of the things that we're looking at, some of the devs out here, some of the, what's the next one that I've got that I've been holding on to that's been doing pretty well? Slay. Guys, we look like a genius for Slay. By the way, if you did not see Slay, let me stop for 1 second and let me point out what's been going on over at Slay, because they hit a new all-time high. Not just a new all-time high, but after hitting the all-time high, it just started to surge and surge and surge and surge and keep going. it could lead to a breakout. Now, I gave you that call at 38,000. When I put it into the chat the other day, it was at 31,000. So if you were listening, if you were paying attention, and this is not what we're looking for right here, we're going to look a little bit closer. Look at what it's doing right now since we started this. Call, sitting at what is it? 5 zeros or 4 zeros? 4 zeros, 53.52, 53,000 market cap. So in the event that you happen to get in, by the way, my bag was $100. And my bag right now is $530. So, I mean, just for clarity, I got in at a $10,000 market cap early on. So, if you got in, by the way, this one, like I said before, and like I said yesterday, it's gonna go, in my opinion, to about 400,000. I even had some data here that I'm going to release to you in just a second here. Let me see if I can pop this up on a screen here that I'm willing to share. And not the crazy girl that says, I got you, babe. The other share. The SHARE. Not the CHER, not the one from, Clueless, not the one with Sonny Bono. Boy, I miss Sonny Bono. Do you miss Sonny Bono? Let's see what we got here. We got this. Let's pop one of these up. Here we go. All right. All right. This is not going to be, look, this is rudimentary at best, okay? But I want you guys to look at what I've got right here. Let me minimize that so you can just see it kind of on screen here. All right, so Slay versus CCC. This was, remember, this was originally part of CoinChick's ecosystem here. Slay launched just recently. CCC, in order to get bonding on Pump Fund, it took 3.5 weeks. Slay did it in 3 days. The post-bond drawdown on CC was 76%. On Slay, it was 31%. The day 12 market cap on CC, which, guys, again, I want to say this one more time. CC ran to 400,000 market cap. It was at 27,000 today. Slay is at 47,000. It's actually at 53,000 right now. CCC was only on X. Slay has 2 accounts on X and an Instagram and a TikTok. Had, I think, 1.4 million impressions originally, okay? CC, now going by K, is not the sole owner of Slay House. She co-founded it with Tom Allen. You guys know I love Tom. Someone with an unusually clean, disciplined reputation. With CCC, Kay was learning everything in real time with no prior experience and no playbook. With Slay House, she's operating with experience, clarity, and lessons learned. Slay House was never meant to be a token, to have a token. It began strictly as a business venture. The decision to integrate Slay came from one primary motive: taking care of the people impacted. When CCC ended, Kay has already begun strategically buying and airdropping Slay to former CCC holders. Some sold immediately, most held. Several of the most affected holders have since joined the team and built their own Slay positions with full confidence. Slay House is already everything BCB aspired to be and more. Without, by the way, look, I'm going to tell you guys, I was a fan of Blockchain Beauties. I liked what they were doing with Blockchain Beauties. I was not a fan of some of the people that were there, okay? I was not a fan of some of the ladies that were part of the ecosystem. Like, I think Lena, I liked Lena. That was it. Never mind. I guess that was it. Devil Megs, I think I kind of liked her. She was okay. But, I was not a fan of a lot of these people. And it's not for me to judge. It's, you guys are the investors. It's for you to decide. So it really doesn't matter what I think. I didn't really like all of the people that were associated with it. And I think they were kind of, I think in my opinion, they were just kind of going with, the first group of people that Kay knew. Maybe they were just, trying to angle in that direction because these were friends and stuff like that, or associates in some way. So, I don't really know what the system was that brought them in. Here's what I know. I wasn't a big fan of some of them. That's all I can say about that. But I am a fan of what's going on right now. So not only is this happening right now, but it's going to be, Slay House will end up being a gentleman's magazine. And I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how successful that will or will not be. Okay, I have no idea. Here's what I do know. What I do know is that these guys are passionate, that they work hard, and that when you're passionate and you work hard and you're in the right space at the right time, which I believe we're in right now, then some really good things are going to happen. So, yesterday we went in at 4 zeros 39. Today we're at 4 zeros 53. If you want to take a little profit along the way, go ahead and do that. It'd be my opinion, kind of wait for a 2x if you get that opportunity. But 400,000 market cap would be at the top of this range up here, right there at 3 zeros 39.84. So I think there's a long way to go. And by the way, remember, over this course of time, they're about 2x higher than where CC was when it started to break out. And if that's the case, then maybe we're talking about an 800,000 market cap. And if we're talking about an 800,000 market cap, then that would be double the distance that we're currently at right now, which I'm not even going to bend my head around it to try to figure it out, but it's going to be somewhere in right here to here, and then from here to right about there. So right about there. And like we're still way down here. So there's a lot of growth potential. Not promising anything. Don't know that it's going to do anything. But they're working hard. And they had 1.4 million impressions at their best. And they had over 1 million impressions today. And what I mean by that is people are paying attention to them on X. People are paying attention to them on TikTok. People are paying attention to them on Instagram. They're finding a way. They're finding a path. Those people will eventually become investors, or some of those people will eventually become investors, and they will become holders. When there's enough liquidity, which is about 23,000 right now, when there's enough liquidity, then guess what's going to happen? Whales will start looking at it saying, you know what, let's pump this and see what it can do. And you never know what happens when that happens. If you reach that bonding, I shouldn't say bonding point. If you reach that point where whales are starting to pay attention, then good things will tend to happen for the early investors. If you're an early investor, this could be a good one. So let's get into chat and see what's going on there. Juice is in the house. What's going on? Operation Shutdown. Altcoins breaking out. Believes is always right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Robert Freeman's in the house. What up, Believes? Just doing my thing, man. Trying to make sure you guys are informed. Trying to make sure that you guys know exactly what's going on in this market. Let's move on. Let's continue to get the news out so that we can then talk about some other things here. Crypto market pullback on day. Some of today's top gainers includes Dogwood Hat, SWE, IOTA, and XRP. We're going to talk about a few of those over the course of today. We're going to move on though. Excuse me. My voice is not back yet. I'm working on it. Almost there. Senator Kennedy, John Kennedy. You know, it's the guy that looks like. It's the guy that looks like. You ever seen? It's the guy that looks like Beaker from the Muppets. You know what I'm talking about? It's the old Louisiana guy, talks like this, and he just looks like Beaker from the Muppets. He confirms that the Clarity Act markup next week after bipartisan Senate meeting. So they had a meeting today and decided that they were going into the markup right now, which means that they're going to be adding and subtracting some of the things that are in there right now to come to a compromise. And it looks like they're working towards that. So that's a great thing. And we should see some more information come out over the next couple of days because there's more to it. Bitcoin price rally could hit 107,000. Oh, who told you 107,000 a week ago? Let's see. Did anybody that we might know do that? Oh yeah, it was us. 107,000 is that. Where's Ryo, by the way? Where is Ryo? He's got to explain. He's got some explaining. He's got some. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Bears. Ugh, Bears. Not the Chicago Bears. Crypto Bears. Anyway, Bitcoin price rally could hit 107, says Legendary Trader, ahead of the U.S. jobs data. Now, when are we looking at that? John Bollinger, well known for the Bollinger Bands, said that the coin may surge to 100,000 and move above that level, may see it rising to the important resistance at 107,000. This final target is about 14% above the current level. Bollinger is popular for developing Bollinger Bands, one of the most common trend indicators, made up of 3 lines, with the middle one being the simple moving average and the 2 outer ones being the positive and negative standard deviations. Other technicals support a more Bitcoin price rally if it moves above the key resistance at 94,645. Now we did, by the way, if you go over here and you look at it, we did wick above near 94.6. We didn't quite break out above it, but we're getting closer and closer and closer. So if the rally continues, then we're probably going to get a bullish confirmation here at 100, and then 107,000 is what you're going to see next. Now, are we going to go above that? I don't know the answer to that, but it's starting to look good. So we'll see what happens here. Now, why could Solana hit $200 this month? Well, according to the market, Morgan Stanley has registered a Solana Trust ETF with an S1 form with the SEC. I said Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley has been one of those old codger investment companies that has been on the sidelines waiting, thinking that Bitcoin and that cryptocurrency was just a fad. Today, they filed a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, a Solana ETF, an XRP ETF. They went all in on crypto today. Do you not see where this is headed? Do you not see this at this point? So what we're now seeing is we're seeing more and more and more mass adoption. Now, just because it's happening right here, does it mean that we're going to start soaring because of Morgan Stanley? No, but it's lining itself up for the Clarity Act. Now we've got some laws and legislation that need to start coming out. Now, again, Morgan Stanley files for the Bitcoin and Solana ETFs with the SEC. Then we got another one that says, is 100,000 Bitcoin price back in play? The answer to that is absolutely yes. Then that's going to wrap up the news. And now this.
Risk-based gaming and prediction markets are all the rage, and that's where TerraCasino.io comes into play. Guys, the smart money is in TerraCasino.io. Are you smart right now? If you do, you already got a login. If you're not, it's time to smarten up and get yourself a login. Go to TerraCasino.io and sign up today. Link in the description down below and start your risk-based gaming adventure right now. If you're trading meme coins or utility coins, and I do have a list, you know what the list is, but Terraport.finance is your place to go. They have everything you need. They have a deep pool of liquidity, and Terra Luna Classic is blowing up right now. You've seen the charts. And if you're trying to track your trades, then TrackMyTrades.ai is the place to go. Link in the description down below. You can track all of your trades. You can find out how successful you've been, and an automated tracker is available to you by subscription. All you have to do is sign up today.
Traders everywhere are quitting their jobs left and right because this new trading indicator just turned TradingView into a profit printing machine. This is the best trading indicator that I have ever seen. This beast scans every market on TradingView, crypto, forex, stocks, you name it, it will find you entry points, and it's going to pinpoint high probability reversal zones, and it's going to do it in real time. You're looking at it on the screen right now. In fact, not only does it give you that, but it gives you sell strength indicators, and it bases them on when you should be selling after you're being asked to enter a trade. With a 90% success ratio, can you afford not to get involved on this? I'm going to ask you. This Crusader Signals indicator is the indicator that makes legends. Grab it now, link below. Don't trade blindly. We're going to be talking about this. We're going to be checking this out, true believers, for the next couple of months. Guys, I think this is the next great indicator. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. Now let's check it out. Crusader indicator. This is the one I've been using. Guess what? A couple days ago, about 2 weeks ago, gave me the buy strength signal. And that's when we entered the Bitcoin trade. I bought 800 bucks worth of Bitcoin. Not a lot, but 800 bucks worth of Bitcoin is 800 bucks worth of Bitcoin. Guess what? We've had a nice absolute rally since then. This is our indicator right now. These Crusader signals are giving us strength indicators telling us how likely it is for a reversal. We got the strength down here, and then it absolutely popped off. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit more about it. We're going to use this trading indicator for a little while. We're going to check it out. We're going to see how it goes. Now, if you want to get one, link in the description down below. Also, Bitcoin ETFs on Monday, $700 million in inflows, but it's going to get really crazy because guess what? On Ethereum, Ethereum had yesterday 168 million in inflows yesterday. Now, you see here, it looks like it dumped today, but that's usually the way it goes with the Grayscale, who reported early. So we could see 100 million come in on BlackRock and be in a positive for the day. So we'll see how that trend goes. But again, another positive day. XRP, Massive days, back to back, 46 million both days on XRP. Are you seeing how this is going yet? Solana, what about Solana? Solana had 16 million on one day. 16.8 million on one day and 9 million on the other day. Still continuing to get capital inflows. It's getting crazy. Our fear and greed index is sitting at 44. We've reached neutral territory. Guys, again, my Bitcoin is going to be sold when it gets to 70. I'm not holding on for the big rally. I'm taking the profit. I bought at 30. I'm selling when it gets up there at 70, and then I'm going to be out and I'm going to put it on the side. I'm going to take that money and put it into a single solo spot, and I'm going to wait for the market to dip back down to 30, and then I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. I'm just going to do it the way I told you guys I was doing it before, and see what happens here. Now, on our symbols here for Bitcoin liquidation heat map, not much happening here other than you see a couple of data points that are kind of cropping up. When you look at it on the 1 week, then you're starting to see it fill up on the downside, which, I mean, there's going to be a dip. We're going to experience a dip here. When you see these things happening like this, they always come back for the liquidity, right? But it swept through all the way up, came through the bigger layers. We've got that one thing right there at around 86,000 that we're watching right now. See what happens. So we'll let you know if anything does happen. Also, remember, my big thing here has been 24-hour DEX volume, and look at this. We had 6.5 billion on Solana. We had 1.7 billion on Ethereum. We had 1.2 billion on BSC, and that alone, those three right there, take us to 9 billion, and Base takes us over 10 billion. So that's not the number we're looking for. We're looking for over 15 billion on these DEXs, but we're seeing a nice little run, and that's a great sign. That's a sign of strength in retail. The markets are starting to move, and it's happening because of DeFi and retail. So that's a good thing to see. Now, back to our strength indicators here. So we got some buy signals on Bitcoin. What are we looking at on Ethereum? On Ethereum, we haven't even gotten a buy signal yet. Look at this. We had some sell signals. We haven't had a strong buy signal come in. I told you guys what I thought was going to happen here. In fact, I said we were going to probably make it to the top of this range, and it looks like we might make it to the top of this range without even triggering a buy signal. We didn't get a buy signal over here on, and by the way, these are longer one-day time frames on Solana, so you can see how this played out each and every time. But when you're looking for uptrend, you're starting to see, what you're looking for, by the way, is you're looking for these lines to start curling upwards to show an uptrend, right? Well, guess what? They're doing that right now. Now, buy signal is going to come in when we reach the top of that range, probably near $200, I think. I'll be guessing, by the way, when I do that, but we're going to be watching for that one. XRP breaking out. Not only did it break out, it's going to our next target. Already broke our first target of 205. Now the next target up here is 270. Tau absolutely breaking out. Should be 305 by tomorrow. If we have we have a nice night overnight. We have some good new traders enter the arena here. We can see the Tensor go to $305. If it does that, if it gets a little bit of a surge above that, and then it gets that breakout momentum, the exit velocity, if you will, then boom, we'll be at 450, $500 before you know it. Now, all-time high, I think, was somewhere in the neighborhood of 790, something like that. 782. Yeah, $782. So we should see BitTensor really start to run. The halving happened. We've had a couple of weeks since the halving. It's almost a month now. It's 3 weeks. So we should start to see some real dynamics happening on BitTensor. Remember, there's a lot of AI that's out there, but only one decentralized AI. Look, the way I see it is very, very simple. Elon Musk wants you to give him money for his artificial intelligence. Sam Altman wants you to give him money for his artificial intelligence. Google wants you to give them their money, give them your money for artificial intelligence. BitTensor wants to democratize it. They want to make sure that you have access to it and that you don't have to go broke every month going through a whole bunch of them. We have an ecosystem devoted to this. Now, of course, there's money involved. There's always money involved. And if you've ever argued with Grok, then you know what I'm talking about, in that Grok used to do things one way, now they do it another way. Things that used to be yeses today are nos today. And I've even argued with Grok over it. And Grok finally, to be fair, Grok was blocking this and eventually admitted to me, yeah, I've had my algorithm tweaked so that more right-wing leaning newspapers are taken into account and in consideration. And by the way, I don't care whether it is one way or another, but be honest about it. And it was having difficulty being honest about it. Elon's programming some weird stuff over there. So I'm watching for that. Not that big a deal to me. What is a big deal is I don't want to see Elon making the money. I don't want to see Sam Altman making the money. I don't want to see Mark Zuckerberg making the money. I don't want to see Jeff Bezos making the money. I don't want to see Google making the money. I want to see us. I want to see us making the money. I want a decentralized AI protocol. BitTensor is number one. So hopefully we'll see that kind of break out there. And that's what I'm hoping. Again, that's just what I'm hoping for right now. Also, BNB. BNB's got a reversal. We're looking for a sell signal right now or a buy signal to pop in. We got a couple buy signals over here, but we haven't made a profit off of it. In the 1 hour, we gotten some sell signals on it. So if you're playing it on the 1 hour, an opportunity here. But again, you only know this if you go get Crusader signals. Link in the description down below. For Avalanche on the 1 hour, we got the buy strength signal right there, and then boom, it started to break out to the point that it made so much so quickly, we started to get the sell signals. That does mean that I would be entering shorts along the way here. That's kind of the idea. Luna Classic gave us a big buy signal over here, gave us one sell signal over here. But Luna Classic still continuing to move upwards and towards the next goal. Let's remove that. Let's go back to the daily. Luna Classic getting ready to break back out to 4068. Big profit available for you right there. Also, Trump meme coin. Again, I don't have a lot of confidence in it because I think what Trump's been doing the last couple of days was good for crypto or good for the exposure of crypto, and the market has been kind of recovering, and Trump's been in the news, et cetera, et cetera. But the Trump meme coin is just not taking off yet. And it's my understanding that they keep removing liquidity from the pool, which that's a sign of, that's a lack of trust on the development team there. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but maybe we'll see something good happen with the Trump meme coin. Still my estimation, it's going to be the first one to 100 billion market cap. Near Protocol, a lot of buy signals over here on Near Protocol. Ondo is about halfway through the move that we were looking for right there. Pendle, same thing, about quarter of the way through the move that we're looking for. We're looking for a much bigger move there on Pendle, by the way. Sui broke out, not completed its move yet, but still having a nice little profit move right now. Dev just Dev. At some point, something will happen there. I've been in chat. I've been paying attention in chat. I've been doing everything, but I have not seen yet anything that's made me excited about anything that they are doing at this point. You know what I mean? Like I just, Tom, he's been talking a lot in the chat, but Ray doesn't even have a Telegram, and Austin, the head of communication, isn't communicating. So I really don't know what to say with that. Other than if I were to make an analogy, calm before the storm. But that's me putting a positive spin on it. You have to make your own determination on that. I'm going to hold on because I think that Dev is going to have a massive reversal. Now, for those of you that don't know, the 7th is when they unlock the monthly token unlocks, which means today. So probably going to be a price dip. Not sure. If you go look at the 7th of each month, right here was the 7th, and we had a pump on this day. So that wasn't a dump. Let's go look at November and see if that was. No, November was a pump. October. Yeah, October was not a good day. October was 3 or 4 days of downward momentum, but remember, that was when Winter Mute was happening. So some people told me to be nervous about it. I don't think there's any reason to be nervous. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to be nervous. So I'm not really going to be worried about that. So anyway, that's going to be it, guys. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see what we got here. We got Lupin69. What is going on? Trail Boss. We got Tom Allen in the house. What is going on? He is slaying it. Meat is in the house. What's going on? We got Penguin, Dev to the moon soon. Hopefully, same man, so slow on Dev. Still holding though. Not gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell either. As a matter of fact, just so you guys know, I just bought another 15,000 Dev a couple days ago. Because I do believe that this is going to be the big one that's going to just absolutely take off, and you know, that we're going to end up raking it from there. So that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I like to think it will. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment down below, help me out. The one thing that I'm asking you is, I'm doing this on a different time frame right now. I'm doing this at a different spot. Trying to bring in more people and more eyes at a different time slot. So if you guys can help me by hitting that like button, if you guys can help me by sharing this with as many people as you know, that would certainly help me out tremendously. And